Hi, my name is Grace Baroni, and welcome back to Conversations with the ERC5. Today, I am thrilled to have with me today RJ Chapdelaine from Chapdelaine Sons Construction. RJ, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
This is such a pleasure. Your timing is perfect because as we were talking before we went online here, I have been struggling with, do I remodel or do I not remodel? So before we get into my struggles, tell me all about Chapdelaine Sons.
Well, my grandfather came from Canada in 1924. He started our company, which was predominantly a home building company. And he, over the years, evolved to start remodeling as well. And at a point, probably about the middle of our existence, he brought in boxed cabinets because people were starting to bring cabinets into his houses he was building. So he developed that portion of the business as well, which has evolved into Kitchens by Chapdelaine, which is kitchens and bathrooms.
That's wonderful.
It is. It's great.
So is this now a second generation, third generation business?
This is a fourth generation.
Fourth generation.
Yes.
How wonderful.
My grandfather started in 25. My dad and his three brothers joined the business as well as his two sisters who ran the office. My brother and I joined the business in the early 80s. I was a framer and I moved into a managerial position. My dad retired in about probably the late 80s, early 90s. My brother and I took over the business. My brother has since retired in March of 16.
Okay.
And my two boys, my oldest joining first as a finish carpenter, and my youngest, who's a grad of UMass Building Construction Technology, has joined me in the running of the business.
Wow.
So we are now in our fourth generation.
What a family legacy.
It's pretty cool.
That is very cool indeed. How fantastic. That's wonderful. Well, congratulations. I applaud you on all of your success.
Thank you.
And now tell me, why are you so successful? Because I would imagine that this is a line of work that can be really stressful. Sitting down with future homeowners or someone like myself who's thinking about a remodel. I mean, what I think I want to do on Monday is not necessarily the direction I want to go in on Thursday. How do you guide us through the process?
We take a team approach. Whether we're going to build a home, what we try to do is come up with a budgetary number for a client. They want to get an idea of where they're at. Once we do that, it puts them in a position to make a decision. From that decision, we can move on to design. And we can be retained to design a house, to design an addition or a remodel, a kitchen, a bathroom. And the team approach comes in where Gary Miller, who manages my kitchen and bath division, would take over a client, would work with our designer, Marcy, to design the space, help pick with colors, help with the tile selections, the cabinetry, the countertops. It's a team approach that works for us. It is not the norm in the industry, but I think clients appreciate having their hands held a little bit. And that process where they're nervous, they're apprehensive, they don't know what decisions to make, we like to send them to vendors that we trust, that will take care of them, and then bring in our craftspeople who are, they're part of our team. And
Right.
They know that if we're doing the right work and we're doing it on time and it's on budget, hopefully we'll get more work.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So many things I want to ask you there. So I love your team that you've compiled because as much as I don't like budgets, I think establishing a budget for a remodel is probably the easiest part. Staying on budget has got to be really a challenge. And then picking your paint colors. Again, I'm all over the place with what I want. And do you want natural wood? Do you want, the whitewashed? Having someone to guide me through all of that is fantastic. So does your designer sit down with your prospective customers and kind of get a feel for what their style is, what they're looking for?
They do. We talked earlier about trend. A lot of our clients tend to follow trends.
Yes, me.
And I mean, it's beautiful. The downside is the project can look dated in 10, 15 years. We try to let the client explain to us what draws them. And is that natural wood? Is it a white? Is it a quartz? Is it a granite? What kind of tile? What would their color scheme be? And how can we pull it all together? We'll sometimes make a board of all of their selections to see how it all ties together.
Oh, I like that.
See, I told
I'm all
you.
on board for that. I feel better already.
You're going to get my card.
Well, there you go. Because as we were talking, having been in my home for over 30 years and raised my daughters there, fabulous. This was a great home. But now it's me and my husband. And do we really need all of this? And if we decide to stay, then we definitely have to update. So I've got a lot of questions going through my mind. And again, you take a look at the current economy. You hear some people saying we're in a recession. Is the housing market slowing down? Is it best to invest? So those are tough questions that as homeowners, we're all facing, I would think. Do you remodel? Do you not?
Well, we still get phone calls for new builds. Mm-hmm. I'm working currently on 2. They tend to be more unique. My clients will come to me for something that, for instance, a home that we want to build on the mountain is a LEED certified home. It will be all electric, solar, geothermal heating, which is ground source. It will not have any gas or oil. It will all be electrically driven. It'll heat and cool for the year for about $600 to $800. It is a very tight home with a fresh air intake, but it is a home that tends to be more expensive. And that client knows what they want, and that's what they're going to do. Our start market, our mid-market slowed a little with the rates.
Right.
But the remodeling aspect, the additions, the kitchens, the baths, the screen porches, seem to be flowing very well. Again, knock on wood. Right. But it's been very good. I don't understand it, the rates, the market, a lot of the things, the inflation, but people are saying, you know what, I'm going to stay here. I want to enjoy it. And we talk to people about that all the time. Your value where you're at, how much you're going to spend, and where is your comfort level being, either slightly above the market, a little bit more above the market. But if you're going to stay there and the market rebounds, you generally will get the money back.
See, those are great conversations. I need someone like you to guide me. I get hung up on the aesthetics of how I want everything to look, but there's so much more to it. All of the things that you've mentioned. So it would be fabulous to have someone direct me through all of that. Myself and others out there. I'm sure I'm not alone.
Well, I think people enjoy that. They enjoy the process. And I don't want to, it sounds presumptuous, but I think they enjoy working with the team. Our guys are very polite. They want to help the client make the right decisions. They want to be neat, tidy, polite. It's important because, we're not the cheapest around, but we want to maintain a good, a good positive image in the industry, because our industry does not necessarily always have the best image.
Well, I think you're fantastic, and you're certainly easy to talk to. So
I told you I can talk.
That's important. That's important because I need someone to talk to when I'm going through this. And I'm sure others as well. When you're going through a remodel or a build, you need that. So what area do you focus in? Do you stay primarily here in Western Mass, in the Pioneer Valley? Have you expanded beyond this area?
Well, we work in this Western Mass area, predominantly on the eastern side of the river. On occasion, we will head over, but Longmeadow, East Longmeadow, Wilbraham, Hamden, northern Connecticut, Simsbury, Suffield. We used to do a lot in Vermont, but we have since scaled back. Wow. We used to go to the Cape, but we haven't been doing that for a number of years. But we try to work in our area. It's more cost effective from a time standpoint.
Right.
The furthest we're heading now is we'll probably be heading to West Brookfield in the fall.
Okay.
For a lake build. So
I would think staying in the area, though, makes it a lot easier to stay on point and meet those deadlines.
And manage, yeah.
Versus, if you're here and you've got a project, as you said, like up in Vermont, that must be a challenge.
My dad used to handle those, all of that, and he used to love to head back and forth. So
did he?
For him, it was more of a pleasure than work. So for me, it's better to be here, with my boys, managing the business, making sure that everything is hopefully running right. And my boys have a lot to learn. So they're young.
Well, to what you said, though, I think this is truly a labor of love. You said your dad found great pleasure in that. And somehow I think your entire family finds great pleasure in the work that you do. And we are so fortunate to have someone who's that passionate.
It's a lot of fun. And you mentioned earlier that it can be very stressful. But I don't know anybody who does anything that nowadays doesn't bring some stress to the table. The question becomes, do you like what you're doing? And are the days higher on the good side than the bad side? And, we're 98 and a half years old. In 2025, we're going to be 100 years old. And to know that my grandfather started, and I'm about to remodel and add on to a house that he built in 1936.
Really? So what a treasure.
It is. And the homeowners love it, and they love the whole thought process and the family. I can't even explain it. And my son, Hunter, is truly passionate. I can see it. He loves quality. He loves, figuring out the problems. My son, Tanner's a finish carpenter, and he just loves figuring out issues and how he's going to fix it. And is there a better way? Mm-hmm. So, we feel like we're heading in the right direction, I hope.
Oh, it certainly sounds like you are. So if our viewers want to get in touch with you and your team, the family, how would they get in touch with you to talk about a remodel, maybe a new build? What's the best way to go about that?
We've been finding that a lot of people are utilizing our website.
Okay.
ChapdelaneBuilders.com. And from ChapdelaneBuilders.com, you can go to Kitchens by Chapdelaine, or you can go to Chapdelaine Builders. Chapdelaine Builders will help you with a larger remodel, an addition, a new home. Kitchens by Chapdelaine will help you with the design of a kitchen remodel, a mudroom, an office, cabinetry, a bathroom, space planning. So there's, and we approach it as a team. Mm-hmm. We all work together. We all handle things. We have questions for each other because every day we're running into something new. And the other thing is 413-525-4526 is our main office.
Wonderful. RJ, this has been so much fun, and I look forward to continuing our conversation because this has been great. Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure chatting with you as well.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you to our viewers for watching this episode. And if you'd like to catch some of our other episodes, please go to our website at ERC5.com. You'll find them all there. Thank you.